The MLS leaders continued their winning ways. We'll start off at the top of the table. Inter Miami continue their march towards breaking the all-time points record. What'd you make of that this weekend?
Well, I mean, look, they needed this is what good teams do. They find a way to win, right? They get a late winner from Campana. They get a great ball from Suarez to set him up. You really don't want a center forward able to bring the ball down and settle and find a way to fire that shot the way that it happened for Inter Miami. The Toronto disappointment was palpable. But I mean, what's going on with TFC's? What's up with BMO Field's field, their surface? Why does it look like people have been digging for landmines in it or something? Like, what's going on there? I know that's a very visceral image. My apologies, but it just doesn't look good. Anyway, yeah, they found a way to win. That's 2 in a row for them, right after they beat Columbus in that wild game. What's the points record, Robert? You're the informational man. What's the points record? Because you said they still have a possibility of doing it. They have 1 game left. So it's only 74 that they can max out at. Is that level with the Revs?
I believe the Revs 2021 regular season points record was 73, and Inter 73. Miami sit on 71.
And they play the Revs next. So they could break the record against the team that currently holds a record. There you go. Jenny, thank you very much. This is what I needed to know. The Argonauts play at BMO. I didn't realize that. Should have guessed that. Canadian football, where they do that thing where the wide receivers can run to the line before the snap. It's strange every time I see it, but okay. So that's why the field looks like that. That's not obviously that's not germane to the fact that Inter Miami won that game and found a way to win that game. But yeah, they can beat the record against the Revs in the final on the final match of the season, coming up in 2 weeks. They're not even playing next week. They're playing 2 weeks on October 19th, which I think is decision day, right?
Our conspiracy hat time. MLS script writers put these two New England and Inter Miami together intentionally to have the
They
most.
Knew it was coming.
They knew that they would be battling for the Revs record. I bet.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder how much that matters to Tata Martino and Inter Miami. They've already won the Supporters' Shield. They got to celebrate with it. I don't think they get to. Nobody's holding it in Miami, at least not that I'm aware of. I heard the Cincinnati supporters drove to Columbus to give the shield to Inter Miami upon their victory against the Crew last week, so they could celebrate with it. But they've already won that trophy. They're going to be the top seed overall in the MLS Cup playoffs, right? Which means that if they win out, we're going to be having an MLS Cup final in Fort Lauderdale. What's the name of that building now? What is that stadium called? It changed names.
It's not Drink Pink anymore?
It's Drink Pink. I don't think it was ever Drink Pink, Robert. I think it was Drive Pink, maybe? I think it was Drive Pink. It's called Chase Stadium now.
Of course.
Yeah, it's called Chase Stadium. I wonder. I mean, there was some talk. There's been some talk in the past. If the NYCFC had managed to finish high up the table and win out and end up with an MLS Cup final in New York, would they really play it at Yankee Stadium? Would they really do that? That was a big question. I guess they would have to do this at Chase Stadium. I don't know how else you could pull it off. Find a way to play at the Miami Dolphins joint, I guess. But obviously they have done something remarkable this year. They've done a lot of it with Lionel Messi, but a lot of it without him as well. They have talent across the team, and it's a pretty incredible run right now.
Just one more moment before we move along. I gotta just have a moment of appreciation for Tata Martino's ability to coach up his international superstar talent. He did it for Atlanta United. He made some of these career MLS guys household names, and he's doing that again in Miami with, obviously they had a great record when Messi was out of the team. They won just as much, if not more. And then you saw a lot of the big players set at the weekend, and they took care of business.
Yeah, they didn't even need to roll out all the best, their superstar players. The best is maybe a different question. I mean, those guys are clearly talented, but age means that they can't necessarily give you 90 every time out. Although, I mean, maybe we should actually be giving the team MVP for Inter Miami to the medical staff there because Luis Suarez still hasn't broken down. And we all thought there was no way, especially we go all the way back to the opener when the guy was hobbling around like he was completely broken. And here he is still giving them things and still a major factor. And that's maybe the biggest surprise is that, yes, Lionel Messi suffered an injury in Copa America that kept him out for a long time and they missed him. And that was not something necessarily they could do anything about. But for some of these other guys that are on the back end of their career who probably, have no business playing as many games as they have, they've done magical work. Magical work. Hopefully Suarez isn't injecting himself like he used to. He said he used to inject himself when he was in Brazil. So that's not a thing.
Oh dear. Oh dear. If anyone has comments or additional thoughts on today's long balls, hit us up in the chat. But I think we should move right along to today's hot topic.